Awesome.
We're now recording and we're live on Facebook. And again, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight for our second session of Startup Culture in the Classroom, our virtual Startup Culture in the Classroom. My name is Caleb Talley. I am the Director of Marketing and Events for Startup Junkie. I will give us an introduction to Startup Junkie in just a moment, but I'm going to first share my slides. Right. Can everybody see that? We good? We got visuals? All right. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us for tonight's Startup Culture in the Classroom. And for those who are not familiar with what's going on this week, this is a special Startup Culture in the Classroom because it is taking place on Global Entrepreneurship Week. And we are really excited to be a part of this broad network of events that are taking place this week, not just here in Northwest Arkansas or in Arkansas, because we have a lot of friends in Central Arkansas and around the state that are hosting incredible events this week, but we are part of a global network of entrepreneurial support organizations that are hosting events in the United States and in over 100 countries this week. And so this is just one of many special events that are taking place this week, and we are so proud to be a part of it. I want to thank all of you for participating, for joining us, for signing up, for sharing with your friends and colleagues, and for taking the time to join us here this evening. So if you would, if you're watching, whether you're watching on Zoom right now or you're watching on Facebook Live, please go in the chat or the comments and just drop who you are and where you're from, what school district you're from, what part of the state you're watching from, or if you're watching from outside of the state, let us know. We would be very interested to find that out. As I mentioned before, my name is Caleb. I'm with Startup Junkie. For those of you who are not familiar with Startup Junkie, we are a mission-driven organization based here in Northwest Arkansas that exists to support innovators and entrepreneurs, and we do that mainly in two ways. One way is through one-on-one consulting with entrepreneurs. We provide no-cost consulting to anybody from idea stage. Doesn't matter if you have an idea written on the back of a napkin or a small business with $25 million in revenue. We're here for you. And we also do that through events very similar to this one here. We do events all the time. So if you're interested in educational events, workshops, lunch and learns, networking events, of course, these are all virtual right now. But if you're interested in those, you can find all of those on startupjunkie.org and learn more about them. This event would not be possible without the collaboration of a lot of partners and friends that are working together to provide a great event for everyone in attendance. I would love to take the opportunity to let everyone introduce themselves, starting with Rita with the Bessie B. Moore Center for Economic Education. Rita?
Welcome, educators. We are happy to have you all online with us, learning. We're really excited because Startup Junkie, the Bessie Moore Center's worked with them for about 5 years now to help teachers understand the startup culture. But we went on location to the businesses. But with them making videos, we're excited because all across the state, you can use these to share with your students and get them excited about the possibility of starting a business. So we're happy that they brought this to us, and then all the partners are working together to reach the teachers, to provide content for the teachers. Caleb sent some links for curricula that you can use. Tonight you'll get to see videos and talk with entrepreneurs to learn about it. It's all recorded, so you can use it in your classes over and over and over. So that's what we're really excited about. We'll put links for curricula. Marie Bruno is not here from Arkansas Capitol. I will put a link in from for the Youth Entrepreneurship Showcase that they promote for middle school students. So everyone who's providing entrepreneurship education is kind of behind this and pushing it and wanting to make a statewide effort to help you guys engage your students in entrepreneurship. So thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you, Rita. And just to follow up on what she said, I forgot to mention, the videos that we'll be watching. If you weren't here last week to tune in, the videos that we'll be watching were created as part of our Northwest Arkansas Startup Week that we had back in September. So it's kind of a showcase of entrepreneurship here in the region. And so that's, we wanted to share that content with all of you. And next we have Marcia with Economics Arkansas.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad to see so many familiar faces and some new ones as well. Economics Arkansas says a great thank you to Startup Junkie and to Rita for their work to make today possible. At the end of today's programming, we're going to share a link to choose a free resource to kind of help bring entrepreneurship to life in your classroom. We are excited to be able to partner with some great organizations in the spring to host 2 high school entrepreneurship program competitions, and you'll be learning more about that on our website and some from additional programming options. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. And we also have Tanya with Junior Achievement of Arkansas.
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, hold on one second. All right, can you hear me now? I have got my phone. I'm working from home, and so my my internet goes in and out. So anyways, I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I see some familiar faces on my screen. Love getting to work with many of you from these organizations and these amazing teachers. And I want to just say hats off to these teachers right now. They've got a lot on their plate, and we just really appreciate you and what you're doing for our students. Junior Achievement, we have been around for over 100 years, and we are a supplemental resource to teachers as well. And our programs correlate with the state standards, so I know that's a nice thing where kind of shows our impact. Really, the secret sauce to Junior Achievement is with our volunteers. So we connect the teachers with the business professionals in the community, and they come in and facilitate our programs. We are, of course, focused around entrepreneurship. We've got some high school students that have actually launched a real classroom business, and where we have a bank account that the students, put their money in. They raise capital to start their business. It's a really cool thing to be a part of. We also focus around financial literacy and work readiness. So we are, like I said, we're here for you guys. We want to help you, to reach these students and turn these students on to being CEOs of their own company. And again, I want to say thank you to Caleb for inviting us out to be a part of this tonight, and for putting this event on.
Thank you, Tanya. And we had some help in promoting this event with the Greater Bentonville Chamber of Commerce, or Greater Bentonville Area Chamber of Commerce, pardon. I'm not sure if anybody is on the call from the chamber, but I just want to go ahead and say thank you to them for their collaboration on this event to help us promote in honor of Global Entrepreneurship Week. And like Rita said, we also had help from Arkansas Capital in promoting this event in honor of Global Entrepreneurship Week. So again, thank you everybody for helping participate in this and make it possible. And so let me get into our agenda. We're going to watch our startup videos. Then I'm going to introduce you to a handful of the entrepreneurs that are featured in these videos. You'll have the opportunity to have a little Q&A with them, and then we'll end with some trivia in which our guests will have the opportunity to win some prizes to make it a little more interesting. First up, we have Veggie Table. Let me make sure that our audio is good. If we have any trouble, if y'all don't hear this well, somebody let me know.
My business is the Veggie Table. I am located in Bella Vista. It's a healthy food restaurant, and I wanted to really do it just because, over the years, I realized how important eating healthy is and how hard it is, especially, since everybody's really busy and all of those things. So, yeah, I wanted to make healthy food accessible and all that for everyone. It's a sit-down restaurant. We've got room for about 60 people. But with COVID, you know, we're a little bit less than that. So I think right now we can probably get about 35 people in there. Yeah, we've got a full bar and all of that stuff, but we do a lot of takeout business too. I signed the lease in February, and then I just watched everything go right off a cliff. So, you know, it's been a real challenge getting everything done. But I think in some ways it was also helpful too, because, you know, I didn't have a ton of resources and a ton of money to start this place. And so I think it was almost good timing in that respect, that I had all of my time to devote to it and all of that stuff. And I could start out slow, and I didn't have to hire a full staff right away, and, you know, a lot of those things. So, and I think too that people are also starting to realize, I think with COVID and with things like that are happening, that how important it is to take care of your body and take care of, you know, everything that you put in your body. And yeah, just the way that we're living, I think it's just becoming more clear to everyone. So starting my business in Northwest Arkansas, it's a dream. You know, I'm from Fayetteville, and I've been gone so many years. So, you know, I think always in the back of my mind, it was, one day I'll come home and start a restaurant here, you know? And so to be able to have gone to the places I've gone, and, you know, I went to culinary school in Switzerland, and, you know, I've worked all over. And so to bring some of that back home is really amazing. And, you know, I don't think I would have wanted to start it anywhere else, because this is my home, and this is, you know, the people here are amazing, and the food here is amazing, and I get to combine all of that. And yeah, you know, I think it's like anything in life, just be prepared, know what you're doing. You know, I think everybody should open a business. I think everybody should take what they're passionate about and you know, make it profitable and go for it. But don't just do it. Don't just, you know, you need to study, you need to learn, you need to, you know, go into that aspect of business that you want to start. So I think that's what I would tell anyone, you know. Just make sure you know everything. Make sure that you know that you're ready to start it, because if you're not prepared for no matter what it is, you're not going to do well. I got my degree in European gourmet cuisine, but I'm from Arkansas, so I have that amazing, you know, Southern cuisine that we have here. You know, just the traveling that I did, and the places that I worked, and the things that you know, the people that I met, and the cultures and the different cuisines, and I have taken all of that and kind of made my own type of cuisine, I guess.
Awesome. And next we have
My business.
the Rockin Baker Academy.
Welcome to Rockin Baker. I am Daimara Baker, founder and CEO. My vision when I started this business was to have a social enterprise that was able to produce high quality products, but with a very fundamental mission behind. Provide opportunities to those people who are typically underrepresented in our society. Those are individuals who are facing intellectual and developmental disabilities. And most times they're not given an opportunity to get a job. So here we're trying to facilitate that transition by providing them the training that they need, not only trade, but also soft skills. So in that way they can contribute their talents. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur in Northwest Arkansas? I have to say, a lot. The support from the community in believing in what I'm doing, the support from the grants and local foundations has been really the base for us to be able to achieve everything that we have achieved in a little over 3 years that we have been open. Thank you to all the consumers and all the local restaurants who have been supporting what we live.
I will say I've placed my order for a fresh loaf pickup on Friday. I'm excited to get that. Next up, we have Improv Lab.
My name is Stacy Mason, and I am the founder of the Improv Lab, which is located in downtown Bentonville on Main Street, 1 block south of the square. And what I wanted was a place where people could come and tinker and experiment with their skill set in a very unique way. And that lens is applied improvisation. So we are taking the methods and the mindsets that live in the craft of improvisation, and we're applying them to relational skills and business skills that people use every day. So skills around collaboration, innovation, problem solving, creativity. How do we look at risk? How do we handle failure? Storytelling. We're looking at all of those business-centric skills. We're just doing it through a very unique lens and seeing what application that holds. I think what most people learn from session work, other than being a little bit quicker on their feet and being able to be a little bit more comfortable being uncomfortable, is really this essence around how do I be collaborative? How do I set someone up for success? How do I understand that together what we create is better than what each of us brought to the scene individually? And I think people leave with a much bigger understanding of their contribution to their teammates and to the work that they do. So if you would like to learn more about the work that we do here, we would love to have you in a class or a group session so that you can experience what applied improvisation is like for you.
All right, next up we have Luncher.
My name is Edwin Ortiz, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Luncher. And Luncher is a platform that makes it easy for people to order lunch and get it delivered for free. I used to work in a pretty large office where there was not a lot of food options around, and it would take me about an hour every time I wanted to go and get lunch outside. So, but just ordering delivery was way too expensive for me to justify it. So as I started looking at the problem, it seemed like the reason why it's so expensive is because it's really inefficient. So and I had spent the last 7-8 years of my life trying to make things more efficient. So it just felt like the right thing to start testing and a problem to solve, because I knew it was a problem not just for me but for a lot of people. I think one of the biggest challenges with Luncher was thinking that it needed to be perfect. So as we created the first website, I wanted to improve it, and I think we kind of lost time on getting the word out versus maybe not having a perfect product, but letting people know about it a lot sooner. So yeah, that's been some of the challenges there. Northwest Arkansas is a very unique place, and I think it's very unique in the fact that you have a lot of people really cheering for you and really wanting to help you and really wanting to see you succeed. And you have groups like Startup Junkie that offers free consulting to businesses from ideation, which is kind of like the first point of contact that I had with you guys, to growing the business, to pivoting. You have a lot of big companies like Tyson and Walmart and JB Hunt with really big expertise. So you have access to world-class mentors that you wouldn't have in other places. We're 2 years in and we don't have everything figured out, and I don't think you ever do. But just taking that first step towards starting it, like, can you sell it to one person, and can you get their feedback? Can you talk to your potential customers? I think that this is this all working towards that, and there's no other way that you're going to learn whether this is a good business than to doing it. And I think a lot of it has to do with the small town feel. I think you have a bunch of resources in a small town feel where people are nice. And I've spent time in San Francisco, and it's just different. You have a lot of people with a lot of ideas, and you feel the energy, but it feels that like everyone is competing and everyone is trying to one up the next person. And it's like, I don't think you see that here. You see people just being people trying to help other people. So
awesome. And next we have,
my name is Edwin.
Likewise.
I am a co-founder at Likewise. It's a co-working and community space. It's in downtown Fayetteville near the square. It started as sort of a shared workspace / creative studio, but then as the values of that brand and mission were cultivated more, it became even more of a project of providing resources and opportunity to the region. Pre-COVID, we were open 9 to 6. There would be a community manager there to give you a tour, let you do a day pass if you wanted to just drop in. We had been doing first day free for anyone who wanted to just test the waters and see what it was like, just get out of their space for the day, change of scenery. But right now we're basically doing by appointment. All of our members who have desk or office or suite memberships have 24/7 access to the building, so they're able to, go in and out as they please. However, we are doing the tours and the day passes by appointment. If someone does need space and they do have, a situation that we can accommodate for them last minute, then we definitely try to do that, but we aren't staffed 9 to 6 at this time. I thought that this region was just a temporary stop. So I moved here for grad school in 2010 with plans to move after I graduated. I owned a photography studio in Chicago, a live workspace from 2009 onward. I would travel back and forth there with plans for that to be my permanent move. The more that I traveled, the more that I was away, the more I did realize how much of a gem this area is, and how many people are here who have the same level of talent and creativity and ingenuity, who just don't have the space or the resources or even the connections to really elevate their craft and make a difference in this region. Right now, it's a really difficult time for people to connect. We are being told not to meet in person, so switching to digital programming has definitely been a way to keep people connected. But being able to have CDC compliant offices and even shared desk areas similar to a cafe where you're setting up at a coffee shop but you're spread out 6 feet and it's sanitized a lot more frequently, it gives you a little bit more of an ability to seek some semblance of what life used to be like before we were all told to stay home. It is so easy for people to want to challenge your vision and want to maybe discredit some of what you are forecasting or what you really believe in. And I think that in some areas, there really are places that you deserve to fight for that. And so I think that biting off a lease for a 40,000 square foot building is a pretty crazy idea in the middle of a pandemic, but we continue to receive feedback that is overwhelmingly positive, with people in the community who have said not only we love the building, but we love the opportunities for connection that are being created. I've met so-and-so here, I've begun working with this person. It's all of these things where everyone's been on the periphery of one another's circles, but they've just not quite connected. And so I think that once you have your vision locked in and you start connecting with those other people, you really realize there's a lot more like-minded individuals out there who are willing and ready to support you.
So next we have
I am
Food Loops.
In Northwest Arkansas, 160 million pounds of food waste is sent to the landfill each year. That's 300 pounds of food waste per person in Northwest Arkansas. That's insane. Compost has been seen as time-consuming and filthy for far too long. It's 2020, and now we have a transformed local solution for residential composting.
Food Loops is, a company that is looking to divert waste from the landfill. So our main focus is food waste.
Residents produce, especially during COVID-19, right? Lots of food waste. Definitely there's way more food waste at home than there ever has been. And so we have to make a residential program that meets people where they are at home and helps them live more sustainably. So we have to make that easy, which is why we cut the cost of our program from $10 to $5, right? We're adding a bag liner in it. And what that allows them to do is to dump their bin, put their own bag liner in it, and take it home.
Going to their website, and then they explain the process, like what goes to the bucket, what doesn't go to the bucket, And it's very simple steps. Okay? It's just the way that I feel that I'm giving something that is just starting from my home and teaching my kids what is right. And the kids, they just know. They just like, this goes to the bucket, mommy. And then if we have any waste at home, they just go and drop it off at the bucket. It's the right thing to do, you know, like it was just, why not? It was the question, what are the pros and the cons? And it was just being about being lazy.
Doing the bucket swap is super important. My husband and I cook at home all the time. Being a vegetarian, we find it easiest just to cook at home, and we have tons and tons of food scraps. And whenever we had first moved up here about a year ago, I had seen that other big cities were doing bucket swap type of things, and I had considered doing a compost in my own backyard. And I know it takes a lot of time and effort, and you have to really know what you're doing. And so whenever I went to the Bentonville Farmers Market, I saw the Food Loops tent set up, and I was so excited to be a part of it. I signed me up. All of my food scraps are not just going to the landfill and rotting. It's super duper easy. It is not anything that you have to be in your backyard, you know, shoveling things around. All you have to do is just say, oh, hey, this is a food scrap. This can go in the compost. And then you seal the bucket up, and that's it. It is so, so easy.
One of the cool things about it is that our trash has, you know, reduced greatly, because all we're putting in there is like any kind of plastic containers, all of our paper towels and napkins and everything that would normally go in the trash or the disposal now can just go in this bucket. I mean, I think about how I can reduce my waste all the time, my non-compostable waste all the time. And it just makes you become more conscious of it, and just more environment friendly with everything that you do, not just food.
And next we have Sweet Freedom Cheese.
Hi, I'm Jessica Gahey. I'm the big cheese here at Sweet Freedom Cheese at the 8th Street Market in Bentonville, Arkansas. We are Arkansas's first cut-to-order cheese shop, and that means that you can come into the store and we cut exactly however much you need as the customer. We're also a try-before-you-buy store, which means that you can come in and try all the cheeses in our case before you buy them and take them home. So you know exactly what you like or don't like, and that you know that you're going to go home and love that product. So our cheese case is obviously the heart of our business and most of what we do. We carry a lot of other gourmet products, from cured meats to wine and beer. We love to work with small artisanal producers all around the United States and beyond. And we carry kind of seasonally anywhere from 150 to over 200 different cheeses of all different types from all over the world. And we have something really for everyone. We have staple cheeses that are great to cook with, and we also have wonderful small batch artisanal cheeses from, again, all over the globe. We can help you select all of the cheeses that you need, whether if it's just for you, getting a cheese plate or a grilled cheese sandwich, or if you're throwing a dinner party, or for larger events, for platters and trays. We also do corporate events for social distancing, virtual classes, you name it. We want you to love great cheese. I want to thank everybody, all of our loyal supporters who helped us open and who have helped us essentially stay open, especially during these challenging times in 2020. So I hope you guys will come and visit us again at the 8th Street Market and try before you buy with some of our cheesemongers and learn a thing or two about some awesome cheeses.
Awesome. And thus concludes our lineup of entrepreneurial videos. As obviously you noticed, all of those were filmed with Northwest Arkansas-based entrepreneurs. It's because they were filmed as part of a program we did here in Northwest Arkansas. But the same things that they've said about Northwest Arkansas can be said about Central Arkansas and the entire state. Arkansas is an incredible place to start a business. Take it from me, we work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and Arkansas is a great place, great welcoming place. Arkansas is full of incredible communities that welcome entrepreneurs. And you probably also noticed, those of you that were on the call last week, a theme, we highlighted businesses created by founders who are inspired by the state or by the great outdoors, by nature. Today, if we had to pick a theme, I would say our entrepreneurs today are inspired by their by their passions, things they're passionate about, whether it's whether they're passionate about cheese, or they're passionate about eating healthy, or they're passionate about teaching job skills. I think that's a common thread that we can see in all of our entrepreneurs today, is that they've taken what they're passionate about, things that they enjoy and things that they that are important to them, and then they've created careers and created businesses around those things. So today we are joined by 3 entrepreneurs, including Damara Baker of Rockin Baker Academy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everybody opportunity to say hello before we jump into the Q&A. So Damara, if you'd like to introduce yourself to our viewers.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to participate. It is my pleasure to be part of this event today. Entrepreneurship is such a fundamental skill that all of us should try or attempt to do it. As Abby said, if you have a passion, you do your research, do it. Here in our area, we have so much resources to be able to be successful. So this is the best time to do it. I would say that. Thank you.
Thank you. Is Edwin with us? I didn't see him jump on. Edwin, are you here? All right. I'm not sure where Edwin is, but it's okay. We'll give him a little leeway. Might be fashionably late. But we have Abby with Veggie Table. Abby.
Hi, I'm Abby Milam. I started the Veggie Table. Hi, Dimara, you're awesome. I get my bread from her, and she's wonderful. Everything that she's doing, and her bread, obviously. But yeah, I'm happy to be here up in Bella Vista. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment, and let's just jump into the conversation. If you have a question for our entrepreneurs, feel free to unmute yourself and ask. If you don't want to unmute yourself and you want to just drop your question in the chat box, feel free to do that. Or if you're viewing on Facebook, I'm watching on my phone. I see that we have some Facebook viewers. You're more than welcome to drop your question in the comment on Facebook as well. So the floor is open. Not everybody all at once. All right, Jennifer asks a question for Damara. What is, and I'm not going to pronounce this right, what is CHOXIE bread? How would you describe that for Jennifer?
Yes, that is one of the weekly breads that we do. As you can imagine, with COVID, we have to become creative. And one of the ways to generate weekly revenue was to come up with a weekly bread club that consumers can sign up, and they get a Frisco that is the basic sourdough, and then another loaf that is just whatever I'm in the mood for. So for this week, we have that one that is a Choxi bread, or really we're calling that one Loving Choxi. Choxi comes from chocolate. It was a nice way to shorten that one. And I have to say, anything chocolate, Caleb love it. And of course, he already placed his order because he's about to sell out. So we just try to come up with different ideas depending on the season, the seasonality, and the holidays. And honestly, for example, today we have one of the cadets. She wanted to come up with this bread, and I just let them do it. I support them. And in 2 weeks, you're going to see one of her breads being offered to the public. So not only they learn from me, but I push them to come up with different ideas. And we always try to come up with, funny names that people can remember. And we just don't like to be boring.
And I had a question from Allison. Allison asked, what types of advertisement do you feel is working best for you? And I'll let both of y'all take a stab at that one.
You want me to go, Dimara?
Oh, that's for me.
Both of y'all, both take turns on that one. Abby, you can take that one first.
Oh, me? Okay. I am not doing a lot of advertising. I really am just kind of putting things out on Facebook, just little posts and showing the food and things like that. So I'm not paying to advertise anywhere right now.
In our case, we're not doing any paid advertisement as well. It's a lot of word of mouth because of the social mission that we have. But we are also very heavy on social media. We post a lot on Facebook and Instagram. And one of the ways that we do it, we try to balance what is selling the product, because at the end we're selling bread that you want to be appetizing and people get, oh, I want to eat that. But also we want to keep talking about the social part of what we do and talking about the cadets and what they're learning. And sometimes, you know, we are in the mood, we can have some tips, it's something different just to, you know, to keep along. But what I found out that with social advertisement, especially that now, is so fragmented. Where do you invest? TV is too expensive for businesses like ours. Sometimes even social media is quite expensive when you try to target a specific group. And of course, forget about newspaper. I don't know who is reading newspaper right now. And so for we do too, for example, for the TV, because I cannot afford going to pay a TV advertisement, I just reach out to the local channels. And if we have a story, I just ask them, hey, we're doing this one. What about if you cover that? And they invite us to come to the studio. We talk about it, and it's kind of a free advertisement if you think about it.
Absolutely. And S. Morris asked, this is a question for both of y'all. What was the very first thing y'all did when you get started? Was it set up an LLC or was it something else? What was the first step you took?
In my case, I was very clear in what I wanted to do. So I wanted to find the right legal entity that could support the business enterprise that I wanted to launch. Because I needed to get financial support to buy all the equipment. I just couldn't go 100% to be a nonprofit, because I don't know if you're familiar, financial institution is not going to loan a penny to a nonprofit. So I have to be a little creative. I wanted to create a social enterprise. At that time was a benefit corporation. Arkansas had not signed the legislation to become one, but as I'm going through my planning, Arkansas became the 25th state accepting benefit corporation. So it was just like a perfect timing. It's okay, this is my shot. So the difference with a benefit corporation from a regular corporation is the mission is really driving the business, not the profit. And I wanted to make that one very clear. So it was just be clear with your objective, what you're trying to do, and that will help you determine what legal entity you need to pursue.
Same, you know, I, yes to the LLC, but I also got in touch with the state and just, you know, talked to people there, printed out a bunch of things online, just to make sure that I had all of my ducks in a row. You know, I think that's one of the biggest things. You don't want to, you know, start your business and then figure out that you've set up your taxes wrong, or, you know, that there's some other thing that you're missing, or that you need to have to start, and then, you know, you have to figure out like what licenses you need and all of those things. So yes, the LLC, but those things I feel like we're all really closely you know, interwoven with that, just you know, getting into what you need to start. So, and teapots, I bought a lot of teapots.
And of course, anybody who's preparing to start a business can reach out to Startup Junkie for a free consultation and consulting meetings and things of that nature. For those of you that are watching and listening, Melanie asks, what advice would you give a middle school / junior high student who is interested in entrepreneurship?
In my opinion, they really need to do the research. Sometimes passion is not enough. That's a start, but you need to do your homework. You can just not go out and start something. You need to do a lot of research, and you need to understand that being an entrepreneur is going to take a lot out of you. Is this something that you really want to do for a longer term? Do you have the skills to manage the different areas being an entrepreneur? Because you know, you can have a passion in something, but being an entrepreneur, that means that you have to wear so many hats, and you almost have to become kind of an expert doing so many things. So are you willing to do the nice and the not so nice tasks that come with a business? And also because whatever you do, you're going to be selling. It could be the idea, or it could be a product, it could be a service. So is that something that you want to do? Are you comfortable about selling your idea or your product? Can you reach out to those people and kind of, even though if you're shy, I mean, this is a business that you cannot be really shy. You have to be a little more outgoing when it's that. But I say, if you have a passion and believe what you're doing, the shyness is almost like going to go away.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with everything you said. Do your research, figure out what you want to do, and learn every aspect of it. And go to work for entrepreneurs. Go to work in an area that you're interested in. I think that's super important because so many people think, oh, I'd love to start a business doing this, and then they start it and they realize this isn't really for me. So know what you're getting into, and I say go to work in the field that you want to do. Get somebody to teach you, do an internship, do whatever you can to kind of get your foot in the door and learn what you need to learn, because like Tamara said, you have to wear so many different hats and do so many different things. So it's important to know what you're getting yourself into.
And Rita has a question specifically for you, Damara. She wants to know more about, or have you explain a little bit more about cadets.
Yes, it's a term that we use in our organization when we identify someone who has the desire to learn and they join our academy, our training academy, they become our cadets. Maybe that's because of Rockin Baker Academy cadets kind of made sense in that matter. But we say in such a way that doesn't have the military background on anything. It's short, it's nice. And we feel that it's, like a cadets, when people join any kind of military group, it's almost they start knowing nothing and they progress through the program. And at the end, you can see almost the magic happen. So we see that one every day in our organization. We see these young individuals joining us, so shy, with no confidence, and then when you see them progressing, they gain so much of that. So there is a lot of similarity between a cadet in the military and cadet what is happening in our organization.
And Erica asks for both of y'all, what type of assistance did you receive to set up your actual space planning, equipment, furniture needs, etc.? Is that an area that you think that you could have used some more assistance? And we'll start with you, Abby.
Oh, wow. No, so the landlord that I have did kind of a build out. So he built the bar. It was just pretty much an empty shell. And then the rest of it I did, I got, everything used, everything, I think that's, a big pitfall is going in and you're like, oh, I have this money and I'm gonna, buy all these new things and it's shiny and it's wonderful. But, you can go down a rabbit hole there where you spend a lot of your capital where you could really use it later on down the line. So I think that's a really important thing, is just to just be savvy when you're looking for things. A lot of the booths and things that I have there, those are from the old AQ Chicken House. So I had to scrape 50 years of gum and grease off of there, but they're really cool. They're pink Formica tops and everything. So that's kind of my advice there.
In my case, I have to be totally honest. I came from corporate, never cleaning a table in my life, to open a bakery. It was totally new to me. So really, I have to do a lot of research, a lot of homework. I already knew how to make bread, but that also meant that I needed to formalize my training in that area. And during that training, I met the founder, and sometimes when I need help, I'm not shy about asking. So I just told him what I wanted to do, my social mission. And he said, you're crazy, but I'm going to help you. When you're ready, when you find the space, send information to me, and I tell you exactly what you need in the flow. And that's what we did. I told him, okay, here we are. He gave me some guidelines, the smallest space that I needed to find to make it work. And then I went with these guidelines. I went out and tried to find, as she said, I began finding the equipment on my own. And I just checked with him to make sure that everything seems to be okay. And there I went.
Awesome. And Martha, who is a colleague of mine, she's an executive consultant at Startup Junkie. She said, to the business owners, I often talk to students about how no matter what their career path is, customer service is always so important, and the best place to learn this is working in the small business. So what customer service skills do you as a business owner hope can be taught to students before they apply for a job with you or another entrepreneur, especially realizing that not all children are fortunate enough to be taught those skills at home?
You want me to go?
Whoever wants it first, sure, yeah.
So you're asking what kind of attributes we look for, or what we're hoping to teach somebody, or both, a little bit of both?
I guess customer service skills do you hope can be taught during that process, or before they reach you, and I guess maybe even during?
Yeah, I'm talking about before. You know, I did a survey a few years ago of small business owners, and like one of the skills they said was teaching them how to answer the telephone politely, greet customers when they walk in the door. A big complaint was, gosh, I thought they would know that before they got to me.
Right. I mean, I think, you want people to be invested and be present, and that's a big part of it. And I think, it's a business owner's job to make their employees feel like they're a part of it. So I think that's probably, the most important part for me. That's one of my big things when I interview people. I say, I'm not gonna, micromanage you or anything like that. I want you to take responsibility. And yes, I'm gonna teach you a lot of things, but also, I want you to take responsibility and to, to treat this as your own. And I feel like when you treat people like that, that way, they do respond a lot better. Yeah, I think that's a big thing. Yeah, you definitely need to teach people, how to answer the phone and things like that. But I think it's about presence, just being present in the business, being present in what you're doing, and having a stake in the company and wanting it to do well. Because if you can teach them those things, then they will want to do well for the company.
Yeah, I would say that sometimes you just need to, if the person doesn't have some of those skills, you just invest them. Because if the talent is there, I'm not going to have somebody on the side or reject somebody because they're lacking some of those skills. I mean, honestly, some of those skills were supposed to be taught at home. How to be polite, how to welcome people. I mean, why are you teaching that one already at that age? But that's a gap that we're facing, that's a void. And if it's something that we can do to help other people, then let's do it. So you just invest in the right candidate or in the right person that you think that they're willing to absorb everything that you're teaching them. Because sometimes, as Martha said, not everybody's exposed to those kind of training at home or working at a younger age. And if they have the willingness to learn, bring it on. I teach you.
And Barbara had a question regarding Luncher. And unfortunately, I guess something happened. I'm not sure, but Edwin's not with us this evening. Luncher is a platform to where you can go in and order lunch in the morning to be delivered to hotspots. And the way they increase that efficiency is that there's hotspots, and so you're not having one person deliver to 100 different addresses. They're delivering to a handful of distinct addresses that make it more efficient. Since COVID, Edwin has actually pivoted to focus more on a new project called Rejoicy. And Rejoicy is a platform that he's building to showcase local small businesses, boutiques, restaurants, and things of that nature that don't have very strong online presence. And included that as one of our passion projects because he's passionate about helping those small businesses that need help developing their web presence and reaching customers through Rejoicy. And so that's kind of why we included that in there as well. And then let's see. Eve Aldridge said, NWAC Workforce Development can offer custom group trainings for English Spanish customer service training. That is their specialty from industry experience, and included that contact information, which was I think accidentally sent to me privately. I will make it public if that's okay. Do we have any more questions? So I have a question for both of you real quick. If we don't have any more questions before we conclude and jump into the trivia, I'll start with you, Abby. Why did you start Veggie Table?
Oh God, I have been obsessed with the idea for so long, and having my own restaurant, you know, I've been a chef for a really long time. So yeah, I think to help people, to help myself, you know, I tell people this restaurant is as much for me as it is for anyone else. You know, I, you know, was diagnosed with IBS when I was younger, and you know, it's just kind of like we don't know what it means. And I think you know, the more that I've studied it, the more that you realize that food you know, causes, you know, probably the majority of the problems with the health problems that people have. So I just was obsessed with it, and I, you know, was just, you know, for years I was just building up to this. So yeah, to help everyone else, to help myself. Yeah.
I guess my turn. I'm still trying to figure out why I started this. As Michelle, the founder of San Francisco Baking Institute, told me, Daimara, you know that you're crazy. What you're doing. But it was one of those that, you know, I had so many years in corporate life, and maybe I felt that I have been so privileged coming to this country, and I always felt so welcome and given so many opportunities. I was able to go up in corporate. And I don't know, it was one of those days that when I went to see my parents, something came to me, and I felt that I needed to give back to the community. And the idea of this bakery came to life after that, what happened to me. And I always say, okay, I'm going to try to do it. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, then I guess I have to figure out what else to do. But at least I'm going to say at the end, I answered the what if in my life, that I hate to have those unanswered questions. And so I just did it. And last week was 4 years. And I have to say that even this week, we just hired a new employee, a new cadet, and we keep growing even during COVID. So you never know.
I think it's a good example as far as, you know, as the teachers bring this into their classroom, you can, regardless of what career path you choose, you know, early on, you know, those things that you are passionate about, you still have that opportunity to pursue those goals at any point in time. You're not set, you know, you can go into a corporate career. Doesn't mean you have to always be in a corporate career. You know, there are opportunities available to anybody who's willing to put in the work, do the research, and make it happen. And you're an incredible example of that. And I want to thank both of y'all for being here and speaking with us. And I want to tell everybody that's watching, if you'd like to connect with any of the entrepreneurs that we showcased, any of the videos, we're obviously going to give you all the links, both to this recording and to the videos that we showed. But if you'd like to connect to learn more with any of the entrepreneurs, I'd be happy to make an introduction, connect you to those individuals to learn more about their businesses, learn more about their why, maybe even convince them to talk to your classes. Maybe you can do that. I'm happy to do that, and we'll follow up. But now we're going to jump into the trivia portion, which is obviously, you know, some of the most anticipated part of Startup Junkie events when we do have trivia. So the trivia questions have been created. Rita at the Bessie B. Moore Center has created trivia questions for us. We've plugged them into a platform for us to all compete to see who can win. The first place winner, well, I guess top three will get Amazon gift cards to use however they see fit. And I will get this queued up for us. I'm sorry, Abby and Daimara, these questions are about our entrepreneurs. These questions were created based on the videos we watched. So obviously you've got an inside track on that information. All right. Okay, this is how we'll play. I'm dropping in the chat box the link to go to. It will be kahoot.it. Actually, I will go ahead and share this slide so you can see how to participate in tonight's trivia game. Okay, can everybody see that? Oop, oh, that's not what I meant to click. That's it. All right, everybody go to kahoot.it. Kahoot.it. Everybody see that? All right. You will be prompted to put in a game pin. Go ahead and pull that up on your phone.
Caleb, I'm going to have to bow out and run. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right, our game pin is 235-9839. I will put that in the chat as well. 235-9839 is our game pin. I'm going to share our screen so you can see that. Well, yep, there we go. As people put in their game pin and pick their name, you will appear on the screen. I'll give everybody a moment to get logged in here so they can play and participate. Got a nice crowd. It's gonna be nice and competitive today. Give it just one more minute. All right, is there anybody who is trying to play that is not ready to go? Let me know before we jump in. Anybody at all? I don't want to leave anybody out that wants to participate. All right, because we're about to take off. In 3, 2, 1. All right, startup culture in the classroom trivia. Let's go. Abby received her culinary degree in which country? And you will select your answer by clicking the corresponding button on your phone. Who remembers? Switzerland is correct. Next question. She grew up where? And this was also in her video. Not where her business is, but where she said she grew up. Fayetteville is correct. Let's look at the school board. Lucy, that's not fair, you know, Abby. Rockin Baker, founded by Damara, hires employees who are intellectually impaired, developmentally impaired, from at-risk school programs, or both A and B. There's a typo in one of those answers. Don't judge me, I am not a teacher. Correct. Rockin Baker produces high quality what? Vegetarian dishes, bread, Venezuelan food, or coffee and pastries. Bread is perfect. Everyone got that one right. You better have. Improv Lab teaches people how to use improvisation to relational and business skills, including as a collaboration, storytelling, failure, or all of the above. All of the above is correct. A takeaway from Improv Lab sessions is: together we create more than an individual. Creativity rules. Innovation thrives through improv. Or improvisation is I can't speak today. Is a great way to spend the day away from the office. Correct. All right, we've got a top three. Lucy, Hal, and Darlene are in the lead. Sweet Freedom Cheese can help you with what? A private party, your cheese knowledge, corporate events, or all of the above? All of the above, another unanimous. Sweet Freedom Cheese offers I thought I did this twice, sorry. Cut to order cheese, try before you buy cheese, fruit, meat, wine, and beer, or all of the above. All of the above again. Edwin Ortiz was trying to solve what problem when he founded Luncher? How to get lunch quickly and without a huge delivery fee, what nutritional food to take for lunch, what to send your kids' lunchbox, or how to avoid the vending machines. Recall from the video. Quick lunch without huge delivery fees is correct. Edwin's new startup is called, just mentioned it just a moment ago, Happiness, Rejoicy, Small Business Success, or Web World. Rejoicy is correct. And the top three hangs on. Likewise is a co-working space where? Bentonville, Bella Vista, Fayetteville, or Springdale? It's in Fayetteville, right off the Fayetteville Square, just feet from the Startup Junkie office. Top five, hang on. Food Loop's mission is to create great compost, reduce food waste from the landfill, teach people about quality soil, or to pick up food from restaurants. What is the mission, the ultimate goal, and their why? Correct, everybody got that one. Howell, you're on fire. Which business is not in Bentonville? Sweet Freedom Cheese, Food Loops, Improv Lab, or Likewise? This one's too easy, y'all should get this. Correct. Likewise. Remember, they're on the Fayetteville Square. Which business is not food-centered? Is it Rockin Baker, Luncher, Food Loops, or Improv Lab? Improv Lab is the correct answer. Which business helps underserved populations to develop skills and find jobs? Is it Rockin Baker, Sweet Freedom Cheese, Luncher, or Food Loops? Rockin Baker. Right. Which entrepreneur did not share the value of experience from life in other places as an inspiration for starting their business? Is it? Oh. We got multiple typos in this one. I apologize. Stacey Mason. All right, to round out I threw in some holiday-related questions. Under which president did Thanksgiving become an annual holiday? These are freebies, bonus points. Was it Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, or Franklin Delano Roosevelt? It was Abraham Lincoln. Officially made it an annual holiday. What is the wobbly red piece of flesh on top of the beak of a turkey? Is it a hood, a beak flap, a snoot, or a scarf? A snoot. According to the internet, at least. About how many pumpkin pies are consumed every Thanksgiving? 1 million, 10 million, 14, or 50 million? These bonus questions are for those of you that slept through the videos at the beginning. Give you a chance. $50 million pies. It's a lot of pies, a lot of calories. Last question. There are a handful of cities in the United States named Turkey. Arkansas has a similarly named town called Turkey Feather, Turkey Foot, Turkey Scratch, or Turkey Trot. Turkey Scratch is the correct answer. It's just outside of Elaine and Helena in Southeast Arkansas. All right, let's see who our winners are. Third place, Hal. Second place, Lucy. And first place, Darlene. I recognize some of these names. Awesome. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. I'm gonna turn that off now. And again, want to thank everybody for participating tonight. That was fun. We'll be doing a couple more of these startup culture in the classroom sessions in the spring. So be looking for those. Follow Startup Junkie and all of our collaborators on social media and online, so that you'll know when these next sessions are coming out. And of course, we'll reach out to y'all. We'll send emails and encourage y'all to sign up for these events, and we will promote them and send you links. And we will follow up with this tomorrow. I'll be sending you links to this video for you to share with your colleagues in classrooms, as well as the videos from all of our entrepreneurs, and then links to resources provided by our collaborators in this event. So thank you very much. If anybody has any last words before we head out? Nobody? Well, if you were a top 3 winner here, please send me a private message here or respond to the email I sent you earlier today with your email address. Darlene, Lucy, and Hal. Lucy, I have your email. I think I probably have yours, Darlene's, and Hal as well. But just in case, just go ahead and shoot me an email so I know to send you your Amazon gift card, your prize grand winnings. All right, if there's no further comments, thank you, everybody, and have a great night.
Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you
y'all.
to everybody.